And that'll do it for our most improved teams of college football in 2024. Switching over to maybe the fallers, maybe the least improved teams, maybe teams that take a step back from a year ago, riding the highs of last year, and maybe take a step back, whether it's injury or whether it's transfer portal, coaching changes, schedule,
NFL.
or NFL, or maybe a combination of all of it, right? We're going to start here with Northwestern. And as much as it pains me to put them on this list, we talked about their schedule
We got
in just a
burned
couple
last year for
videos ago.
doing this.
We've got burned before. And obviously, selfishly, I'll be rooting for them because I've always been a fan. I grew up around, the Chicago area. I always appreciated what they've done there with so little. And now, they're getting upgraded to their stadium, which is awesome for long-term wise. But in short term, it's going to be a tough year. Not only do you have to play, in these random places where you don't know exactly where you're going to be playing yet, not going to have any true home games. But you
Mhm.
went 8-5 last year in the Big Ten West, and now you get a pretty tough schedule and no home games, and
Was
everyone
it? It
else
was it
around
was
you.
7-5 though in the regular season though, right? Because they won their bowl
I'm
game
sorry,
or no?
yes, 7-5 in the
But
regular
like
season.
either
My
way, like
apologies.
still 8-5, nuts.
Nuts. So now their over win total is bumped down just a little bit to 5.5, and Vegas thinks they're going to regress just a little bit, but obviously, who knows with Northwestern? But what say you?
Yeah, I mean, I look at this and they return almost everyone, dude. It's crazy. They did not hit the transfer portal hardly because it's hard with the academic requirements there. Really, the guys you really lose Ben Bryant and Bryce Gallagher. Those are the two guys that you lose. Now,
Yep.
substantial leaders on that team, both of those guys. I mean, I still am like have this weird belief that Ben Bryant is for some reason a good quarterback because he's actually found ways to win games everywhere he's been. I know Cincinnati fans would disagree with me on that for sure, but Eastern Michigan fans, Northwestern fans, he's won some ball games. He's won some ball games. So I don't know, but again, I still think it was nuts that they won as many games as they did. I'm sorry, they should not have come back against Minnesota. I mean, did they beat Wisconsin?
I believe so. I'll double check that in their
And
schedule here.
They beat Illinois in like a shootout, right? Should not have won that game either. I don't know how this team won 7 games last year. I for sure think that there's some regression. I think 5.5. It'll be interesting though, because this schedule, look at this schedule. Okay. You go to Washington, you got to play Duke, but you're out of conference. We already talked about this as one of the toughest schedules in the country because of their, you know, home field situation, not being able to play at Ryan Field. You got a conference. It's tough, man. Ohio or Miami, Ohio, who just won the MAC and returned almost everyone. And then Duke, who, by the way, that's not a home game. It's a neutral site game. So, yeah, man, this is tough schedule. Yes, you're returning most of the same team. David Braun is a very good coach from what we've seen so far in one season. I'm sure that they're going to be all playing for each other. They're going to be playing together. Who knows? They might surprise us again and make a bowl game, but not that necessarily they'll go under their win total of 5.5. But I would expect some regression from 7-5.
I think part of it is everyone around them in their stratosphere, in their tier of the Big Ten, is getting better. I think Wisconsin's getting better year over year. I think Purdue's getting better year over year. I think Iowa will be healthy this year, even though Iowa beat you last year. I think Illinois was the worst it's been going to be under Brett Bielema just a year ago. Obviously, you don't play Minnesota, but I think they're going to be better than they were just a year ago. Indiana is obviously, you assume they're going to improve with the new coaching staff in there. And obviously, just the other games at Washington. You're going to have a talent disadvantage in that, and you're going to be on the road in a very hostile environment. Michigan, Ohio State, two teams that you're going to really struggle to compete with athlete wise. Yeah, I don't love the schedule for them. I hate to say it, but to me, I guess part of it is, like you said, is just I don't know how they won this many games last year. And I just think a little bit of regression to the mean is going to happen. It's natural in college football. It ebbs and flows. Most programs are not factories. They're not a reload and just get better year over year over year. It's a cycle. It's cyclical. And that's the beauty of college football is that you build up, and that makes an 8-5 year that much more special for Northwestern fans. And the reality is this year, I don't know. But obviously, what do we know? What does anyone know about Northwestern? Can you predict them year over year and tell me, okay, this is the year they're not gonna compete for the Big Ten West, or this is the year they're gonna go 1-11 and not win a single game in the United States. It could be anywhere in between.
100%. 100%.